So I installed this new head unit to replace my factory CD changer, which had just gotten to be like 10 years old, and I was looking for a new upgrade. You know, technology changes over 10 years. So I've been using this thing for about 2 weeks now, and I've really been enjoying it, so I just wanted to share some of my thoughts on a video. This is the ATOTO S8, I think the standard version. There's a premium version which comes with a few more features, but you gotta pay quite a bit more, so this thing has worked out for me. This thing is essentially like an Android tablet running a custom version of Android 8. So it came pre-installed with a lot of apps for this specific vehicle application, but it also came with like some fun apps, like they put Netflix on here for me, which I think is probably not a good idea, but hey, maybe if you want to sit in your driveway and watch YouTube or Netflix, you could do that. So yeah, because it's running Android, it also has the Play Store, so you could actually install any of your own regular Android apps. But this is a head unit, so really the main thing is the audio. So to get into that a bit, it has the regular radio, AM, FM. Save some of your favorite stations and whatnot. I don't use the radio too much, but one of the cool things about this thing controlling all the audio is that it gives you like full control of equalizer and filters and all that kind of stuff, which I'm not really big into, but it's there if you want to use it. You can set up delay timings for each speaker to put the sound in a specific spot in the car, depending on if you're driving or you have passengers or whatnot. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, usually just leave it at the default and it sounds good enough, but it's cool that it's there. Other audio stuff, there's Bluetooth audio streaming as you'd expect, so pair it with your phone and stream music, podcasts like that, but it also integrates with your calling, so it'll display your contact list and like recent calls and caller ID and all that good stuff when you want to make phone calls. And this thing has Wi-Fi, so you can tether it to your phone's data connection and then use a streaming app like Spotify or Pandora. Oftentimes I'll connect this with my phone and have either Spotify running or like podcast or something, but the Spotify app works pretty well. I think it's very similar to the desktop or mobile apps. It's maybe a little bit slower than what you'd expect on your phone just because it's not running as new hardware. And one of the unfortunate things about this head unit is it doesn't have a volume knob. So you either have to use these pesky buttons, or in my case, I was lucky enough that I could integrate the steering wheel controls to the head unit, so I can still use the volume and the track skipping here, which is nice to have. And the last audio thing is it has an auxiliary input, which I haven't tried yet, but it's probably what you'd expect. Yeah, but like I mentioned, this does have Wi-Fi, so you can connect it with Google Maps and use this kind of like it was your own phone running Google Maps, just like I said, maybe a little bit slower than you'd expect with your phone. But it also has an external GPS antenna and Wi-Fi antenna, so I haven't really had any problems with navigation. It actually works pretty well. Yeah, this is Android, so I mean they give you a ton of settings to play around with. A lot of the stuff I haven't really gotten into yet, but you can connect your Google account so that your Google Maps navigation syncs up with whatever you've been searching on your phone. You can connect in your Google account for Gmail and all that. But then there's settings for Android itself. You can like control the color of the backlight on here to match your interior's like LED lighting. And then there's stuff related to the reverse cam and front-facing camera, other device stuff, location services, things like that. And one of the other cool things that came with this is a good dash cam recording app. So when I installed this, I also added in a windshield mounted dash cam up here, which is a really nice camera actually. It's a 1080p camera for it's like $30 to $40 maybe, and it's hard to tell on this display with this lighting like the quality, but it works out really well. And because it's tied in with a GPS, it gives you your GPS location and the speed while it's recording, along with a timestamp, which is synced up with the internet, so it's not just going to display some random time. So yeah, when the car starts, the dash cam knows to start recording on a loop, and if you ever run out of space, then it can loop over your old files. And then one of the nice things that it has is the ability to like lock individual files. So for whatever reason, you know, you want to lock a file but not take the micro SD card out right away, you can go to a specific time, lock that file, and then when it goes to overwrite new files, it won't overwrite that one. And this app does give you like a lot of configurability. You can turn on and off audio recording if you don't want to be recording your conversations and stuff like that. And you can like take a snapshot instead of like while it's recording. You can just also grab snapshots. But that recording is done not on the micro SD card on the head unit. It's done on the dash camera's micro SD card. Just one thing to note. And when I installed that, I also installed a reverse cam. So on the back of the truck on the Ford emblem, there's a aftermarket camera, which is pretty decent quality. It doesn't compare to the original, but it's pretty nice. The latency is a little bit noticeable, but it's definitely more convenient than you know, no reverse cam at all. And then one of the other things that I added was this like $20 Bluetooth OBDII module. So that pairs in with one of the other pre-installed apps, which is called Torque. Gotta start this again. So yeah, when this connects over Bluetooth, which it typically does after I don't know, 30 seconds or so, then you can start getting like real-time diagnostic information. If you're into like that kind of enthusiast level stuff, you get these gauges for speed, acceleration, coolant temperature, a lot of good stuff. But one of the cool features about it is it also acts as like a regular engine code scanner. So you get an engine light, you can go in here and actually get diagnostic information. And then you can also record or stream live data, like sensor data, while you're running the vehicle. So that's pretty cool for $20. I feel like it's worth having around. I think that just about covers it. I'm sure there's a lot of features in here that I haven't gotten to yet, but probably get to them eventually. And I mean, apps can expand the functionality, so all around I've been enjoying it. Hopefully you got something from this video if you're considering getting one, or if you're just curious what these Android head units are all about.